race start now.
So Miki alone on the front row of the grid. Fisher slow away. Look at them all go across to our right-hand side, their left-hand side, to cover the line into turn one. You've got to be careful, though. Look at the change in surface. That can really catch you out.
And there's some manholes down here in the braking zone, too, with these cars, which are pretty easy to lock a tyre up where... Oh, look at this. It's like a car park.
This is Craig Dontis, who started last. He's passed 7 of them already.
I never thought you could actually fit 4 cars side by side there, let alone 3 in the next section. But the Utes never fail to surprise.
The run down to the 4X Gold chicane. Rob Jarvis there with Scott Jennings. Ben Cabbage's car is repaired and on the road, and it's a real bottleneck through here. Look at how tight it is.
And stop-start, you actually have to use all of the curb just to get enough lock on your steering wheel to get through the corner. That's how tight it is.
The run out of the chicane brings them back and around Acer Arena, down Edwin Flack Avenue. Do you know who Edwin Flack was?
No.
Australia's first ever gold medalist. Write that down.
Fantastic. Thanks, Aaron. But look at the lead that Miki has so far as we move on to the race now. You know what his strength was in the last race? Was his opening lap. And although he was under attack in the first corner off the start, look at the stretch that he's now made. Brave stuff. Because you've got to remember his tyres yet aren't up to pressure, nor are they up to temperature. So there's no room for error around here. So it's a gamble, a man who can hang his car on the limit on the opening lap, and he's doing the job perfectly.
Look at them all rolling up towards turn 9. There's Marty Miller in the red Commodore, a return to the category for Marty for the first time in 3 or 4 years. Here's Baxter making a lunge on Ben Cabbage. Have a look at the nose of that car. They've done a great job just to get the Workhorse Falcon back on the track.
It's had more touch-ups than Paris Hilton, that thing, hasn't it?
Peter Burnett made it through down at the chicane on the Yokohama replay. Just pushed the tyre bundle out of the way.
There'd have to be some steering damage with that, I'd imagine. That's a heavily mounted tyre barrier.
Pacemaker in car with, I won't say it, the potential champ, Jack Elsgood. He's a bit further back in the pack, in behind Gary McDonald, in front of Nandy Kiss.
I reckon Jack's a driver with a good and bad conscience sitting on each shoulder at the moment. Oh no, and he's locked up and run just a little bit wide. The pressure is starting to tell on the man who's in the prime position for taking out the championship, Jack Elsgood. Hang on to it, son.
Well, he's 7th in the race. His main rival, Grant Johnson, runs 2nd. But the difference in points is not enough. He needs to be further back in the pack for Johnson to stand a chance.
Okay, so what we're saying is Jack is now sitting in a position that's slightly just comfortable enough that if nothing else changes, he might be able to take this out. But as you've just seen by just a couple of corners earlier, there's gremlins in his brain.
That corner there, turn 8, has caught so many people out because there's so much rubber offline. The Yokohama replay showing Glenn McNally getting right into the back of Noel Edge. Dontis just makes small contact on the way through. It's the final race of the year.
Snaking their way across the track. Johnson trying to defend an attack from behind. In the slipstream, can Jane do anything under the brakes? This is going to be a fantastic run to the end.
Andrew Fisher is in 4th spot. Look at this, Johnson covers the line at turn 9.
I like it.
And Fisher's not far away either.
I'll tell you what Johnson's doing. Johnson's propping him right up in the middle of the corner just to ruin Jane's run coming out. That's a sneaky old racing car driver's trick. It's a wily one, but it works.
Oh, right front lock-up from Johnson. Gets him a little bit wide, and it's really slow, this last little section. Very easy to trip over yourself.
Important to come out of this corner quite well, because if you consider the slipstream, it's a long, long straight and a big braking attack. So this could be a chance if it's close enough.
He's in the toe. He's trying to sneak across up the inside, and Johnson is taking him to the wall. That's a big move. Jane, Johnson, hard under brakes. Johnson around the outside. How are the stoppers on that thing?
How did that work? I think Jane did himself an injustice, and oh no, what's there? Is he missed the gear?
He's got a problem. Fisher's gone through to 3rd. And it doesn't look like he's recovering.
No, it looks like the car is maintained at slower speed, so I don't know whether something just failed there, whether they had a light contact or whether it's just gone coincidentally at that particular time. But look at Fisher up into 3rd. That's a great run by him, and there's Jane. What a crushing blow to his championship hopes.
He's in limp mode now. There's Elsgood.
It's a good little extra points buffer for Elsgood, so that's going to help him in his run to the championship flag.
But it takes a little bit of the pressure away from Johnson. Yokohama replay. Look at this. Oh, that could have been big.
Yeah, some light contact there. And
yep, that was it.
I love it. Elbow banging wheels. Great stuff as they dive side by side into the first turn. Great racing, but it's a shame to see Kim out.
Gary McDonald there. There's Kim Jane. He's still going. Elsgood, pacemaker in car. 5 laps to go.
Can you imagine? The Jack's inside now, listening to every single noise that this car could possibly make. He's going, please, baby, bring this home, because it was 2007. They were in the exact same position. Johnson was attacking for the championship. Elsgood was leading the championship, but 2 laps from home, he got a flat.
I'm so glad he can't hear you right now.
He'd be going, shut up, Grant, I'm sure.
And you can see he's chasing clear air. He's staying well away from the slipstream of the other cars, and Jane's limping, so there's a few more points for Elsgood.
He's sweating on the last couple of laps. He might not be driving at 10/10, but, you know, he's deserved a couple of championships that haven't fallen his way in the past. Will this be his?
Yokohama replay at turn 13. Ben Cabbage, well, he's got a busted up car, so he may as well get rid of the mirror. He doesn't need it for the rest of the year.
Well, that is the quick way around here, Aaron.
This is not. I'm hearing tyres. Noel Edge just makes it around at turn 1, but Cabbage is back through them. There's Marty Miller, Paul Williams, a big pack of cars. I'm surprised Cabbage just thinks cracking straight.
It looks like it's held together by chewing gum, doesn't it?
It probably actually is, you know.
But he's out there and he's loving it. It's a huge crowd this weekend. It's a fantastic debut by this circuit. The category has just had, I think it's been 9 years, 9 wonderful years, always with capacity grids. They've really got on top of the parity down now between the Fords and the Holdens. They're so close, and that's why the racing's always sensational.
Kim Jane is still going. Nandy Kiss is closing in. Hearing some stories about Nandy next year. He's had a little run previously in the Fujitsu V8 series, and my spies tell me he might end up there next year.
Wow, we'd be happy to have him.
Another one for you to race against.
Oh, I like it.
Speaking of racing, 4th and 5th, Kovacs and Gary McDonald, who's just having his 2nd start of the year, won the last round up at Mount Panorama, and has just jumped back in like he was never really away.
No, that's exactly right. It was a fantastic race at Bathurst. Everything went on, and he was the man to collect the win at the end of the day. But, you know, the Holdens, a couple of the guys...
Free to go. Don't let him scare you.
Well, I used to race against Gary, and he is an intimidating character because he always stays hard on you. He never gives up.
But importantly, Grant Denyer, we just saw Leighton Cranbrook back on the road. He's running last and 2 laps down, but he could get some points.
I think it was a broken drive shaft he had at the start, so if he can limp home and gather some points, that might pay off later on if his appeal gets up.
Yokohama replay, this was going on earlier on. Johnson and Jane getting stuck into it, and then the rest of them have just been casting aside all the bits they don't need for the off-season.
Just another mirror. There's been plenty of those go wayside, so... Well, that's a front headlight, in fact. So lots of collector's items, I think, for the fans once the race is over to go around and take home a souvenir of the debut Homebush event. Craig
Dontis is limping his way around. He's got a problem with this car. We're hearing that he's got a drama with the power steering, and he's only a little guy, Craig Dontis, so he'd need it.
Yeah, it'd be a very tough job to strong-arm a car so heavy around such a tight street circuit like this. Lock to lock again. You're really using all of your biceps and your shoulder muscles. Oh, missed gear. This could be his chance.
Round the outside, though, at turn 8, I wouldn't like to be out there in all of the marbles, side by side. Oh, McDonald runs out of road, and the fans at turn 8 give him a raspberry.
Oh, look, that was always going to rely on a lot of generosity. And I don't think he got it. Brave to go around the outside on an off-cambered corner. This is 4th and 5th. He needs to turn in here. Gets a kiss, bang, straight to the tyre wall.
He's not the only man who's found that tyre wall this weekend. It's caught out some of the best of them. And just at this point, I think he thought I can make it, but that tyre bundle with the belts at the front of it just snagged the car and drag it in.
The exit of the turn really narrows up on you, plus the camber falls away, so it's very easy to be sucked into the wall just by the gravity of the corner.
And McDonald's managed to get the car out of that tyre bundle and at least limp home, but the right front, look at the guard, it's crushed in on the tyre. But talking about crushing them, George Miki is absolutely on fire.
Isn't this bloke the toast of Sydney at the moment? That is an extraordinary lead, a flawless performance, and on a circuit where no one has any history, no one has any setup advantage. He has picked this thing up by the scruff of the neck and manhandled it beautifully, scrubbing the mirrors down every wall and dragging the best lap time imaginable out of the utes. No one has come close.
Check out the lap times. On lap 2, he did a 1 minute 48.7. The closest anybody's got was Grant Johnson on lap 7, a 149.5. Gary McDonald leaving some souvenirs on the Yokohama replay. It does really have that end-of-school feel, doesn't it?
You'd love to be a Sydney street sweeper after this event, wouldn't you? You'd be here for a month.
I was going to say, you'd be on overtime for the next 3 years. Here's Jack.
All right.
Look out for the debris on the run down towards turn 9.
I've got a bit of a soft spot for Jack because when I broke my back just over 12 months ago, he was the man on the scene who held my legs up for a good half an hour before the ambulance arrived, and he saved me a lot of pain and a lot of potential damage to my spinal cord. So
this is your last lap.
I really want him to take it out. He deserves it so much.
He's only got 3.5 Ks of racing to go before
Keep it nice and tidy.
he gets it home. Gary Baxter shadowing the Cooper's Falcon. This is it. 1 lap to go for Jack Elsgood, the number 11 Falcon.
Go, Jack.
At the moment runs in 5th place. And that's all he needs to do.
Fantastic. This will be such a moment, a huge crowd, a great amphitheatre of a place to perform and a great way to take out a championship. This will feel so special, to use Bruce McAvaney's words, which were so famous around here in 2000.
I prefer the term delicious, actually. But here's Miki. He's been delicious today. Straight by Glenn McNally, who's limping home. There's plenty of guys who are on struggle street right now, just trying to get to the checkered flag. But Miki has just been awesome this weekend. He's been in the ute category for a couple of years, the son of former touring car and open wheeler race Andrew Miki, and he really is a guy going places.
And still throwing everything at the wall at the last lap, you know, just like Peter Brock used to do at Mount Panorama, setting the fastest lap in the last lap. He is flying. Listen to the wheels squeal under brakes. He's still running right out to the wall, as he has in the last couple of turns, and diving inside traffic. So he's working it every inch of the way.
They've prepared a great car for George this weekend. It has been on the button, and you can see there the margin right back to Grant Johnson in 2nd spot. But for the final time in 2009, the last race of the season, and George Miki will go out in style. He takes race 3. And look at the margin. Grant Johnson, valiant, fought all the way, finished 2nd for the race. That'll get him a great result for this weekend. Andrew Fisher in 3rd, but this is the man we want to see.
2 corners to go. Fingertips on the steering wheels, light pressure on the throttle, not wanting to make a mistake. This is it, Jack. This is yours.
5th place for Jack Elsgood means he is the champion. So now we can finally throw away all the stories of being the bridesmaid, their history, because he is now the champ. Miki the winner from Johnson and Fisher. Charlie Kovacs in 4th from Jack Elsgood. Kurt Wimmer in 7th. Hodges and Jennings round out the top 10. But really, it's all about the man in car number 11. He wins the championship at the final round of the year. Congratulations from Scott Jennings and Nandy Kiss, Glenn McNally, Kurt Wimmer, so many of his rivals. The deposed champ Leighton Cranbrook as well. The round winner George Miki. It's a great spirit in the V8 Ute paddock. So the podium for the final round is Miki from Johnson and Fisher, Jane and Elsgood in the top 5, and Jennings rounds out the 10. But the man in number 7 was on fire.
George, congratulations. What a weekend for you. Pole position, 2 race wins and the round at the new Sydney Street Circuit.
Yeah, well, it's been fantastic. I mean, there's a couple of fiddly bits at this track, but the majority of it I absolutely love. So you're right, we had a good weekend. We put in a lot of homework, so spent pretty much 2 days out here, you know, memorising the track, and that's why we were so quick out of the box. You know, we did a lot of homework, and we you know, really put the effort in to make sure that it was going to be as good as we could make it, and I just went out there and drove the doors off it, really.
The round win launches Miki to finish 3rd in the championship. Just 46 points come for the top 4. But Jack Elsgood's finally the champ, and he wins by 29 points.
Jack, you've come so close in previous years. Today, you sealed the deal. Congratulations.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks very much. I nearly came close again. You know, that race 2 incident, you know, created a few nerves, but yeah, race 3 went out there and just kept the car together and didn't worry about, you know, trying to improve my position. Just survived basically, and it's, you know, it's great to come away with a serious victory.
How will you celebrate this championship win?
With the Coopers for sure. If there's a few back there on ice, I'm going to get back and rip into a few.
Well done.
Thanks very much.